The greatest discovery of any generation is that a human being can alter his life by altering his attitude. William James. What truly drives self-improvement and personal development? This question echoes through the centuries, from ancient Greek philosophers to modern thinkers. The quest for personal growth is a journey as old as humanity itself, but what really fuels it? Imagine for a moment that you could converse with history's greatest thinkers on this topic. What insights might we gain? What secrets of human development could we uncover? Throughout this video, we'll delve into the depths of philosophical thought to discover the true sources of self-improvement and personal development. Let's begin our journey with Aristotle, one of the pillars of Western thought. He introduces us to the concept of eudaimonia, a Greek word that goes far beyond simple happiness. Eudaimonia represents human flourishing, the full realization of our potential. But how do we achieve this state? For Aristotle, the key lies in virtue, not as a rigid set of rules, but as a path to personal excellence. He argued that by cultivating virtues such as courage, temperance, and wisdom, we not only become better people, but also achieve a profound sense of well-being and fulfillment. This concept of virtue as a path to personal growth isn't just an ancient theory. Modern studies in positive psychology have corroborated the idea that cultivating character strengths is intrinsically linked to well-being and self-realization. But self-improvement isn't just about external actions. Socrates' famous dictum, "Know thyself," resonates to this day as a fundamental pillar of personal development. Self-reflection, Socrates argued, is the starting point for any meaningful journey of growth. The Socratic method of questioning, a technique of asking deep and challenging questions, isn't just a philosophical tool, but a powerful instrument of self-discovery. By questioning our beliefs, values, and motivations, we begin to unravel the layers of our personality, paving the way for authentic, inner transformation. This emphasis on self-knowledge as fuel for personal development leads us to an intriguing question. How can we apply these ancient principles in our modern life, full of distractions and constant demands? The answer may lie in a synthesis between ancient wisdom and the discoveries of modern psychology. The concept of mindfulness, for example, can be seen as a contemporary application of the Socratic principle of self-awareness. By practicing mindfulness, we cultivate a greater awareness of our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors, creating fertile ground for personal growth. But self-improvement isn't a journey we make just once. As Confucius wisely observed, true personal development is a process of continuous learning. Learning without thought is labor lost. Thought without learning is perilous, he said, emphasizing the importance of combining the acquisition of knowledge with critical reflection. This philosophy of lifelong learning not only keeps us intellectually engaged, but also fuels our capacity for adaptation and resilience, essential qualities in an ever-changing world. By adopting a growth mindset, as described by psychologist Carol Dweck, we open up infinite possibilities for our personal development. As we deepen our understanding of what drives self-improvement and personal development, we encounter a provocative and challenging voice, Friedrich Nietzsche. His concept of becoming who you are resonates as a call to action for all those seeking personal growth. Nietzsche challenged the notion of a fixed identity, arguing that our true nature is something we must actively discover and create. This process of self-overcoming, or Überwindung in German, is not for the faint of heart. It requires courage to question our deepest beliefs and a willingness to continually reinvent ourselves. The will to power, another often misunderstood Nietzschean concept, isn't about dominating others, but about mastering oneself. It's the driving force that propels us to grow, to surpass ourselves, and to create something greater than we currently are. This idea of constant self-overcoming is at the heart of what truly fuels personal development. But how can we apply this challenging philosophy in our daily lives? The answer may lie in adopting a growth mindset, where we see challenges as opportunities for learning and development, not as insurmountable obstacles. This perspective naturally leads us to the work of Carl Jung and his concept of individuation. Jung saw personal development as a process of psychological integration, where conscious and unconscious aspects of the personality unite to form a more complete and authentic whole. Jung's individuation process is not an easy journey. It requires us to face our shadow, the aspects of ourselves we prefer to ignore or deny. But it's precisely in this confrontation that the potential for profound personal growth and self-discovery resides. Jungian archetypes, universal patterns that reside in our collective unconscious, also play a crucial role in personal development. By recognizing and integrating these archetypes into our consciousness, we gain a deeper understanding of ourselves and our relationship with the world around us. This journey of self-knowledge and integration leads us to a fundamental question. What is the purpose of all this growth and development? Viktor Frankl, Holocaust survivor and founder of logotherapy, would argue that it's the search for meaning that truly drives personal development. Frankl observed that even in the most inhumane conditions, those who could find meaning in their suffering were more likely to survive and even grow through adversity. His philosophy reminds us that self-improvement isn't just about achieving success or happiness, but about finding a greater purpose that gives meaning to our existence. Resilience, a central concept in Frankl's work, emerges as a vital force in the process of personal development. It's not just about enduring difficulties, but about using these experiences as catalysts for growth and personal transformation. This search for meaning and purpose leads us to an intriguing question. How can we balance our quest for personal growth with the practical demands of everyday life? The answer may lie in Abraham Maslow's hierarchy of needs. Maslow proposed that human development follows a hierarchy from basic survival needs to self-actualization. This model reminds us that self-improvement doesn't occur in a vacuum. It's intrinsically linked to the satisfaction of our most fundamental needs. Self-actualization, at the top of Maslow's pyramid, represents the pinnacle of personal development. It's a state of full realization of our potential, where we become the best version of ourselves. But Maslow argued that relatively few people achieve this state, a challenge that invites us to reflect on what truly drives self-improvement in our own lives. A crucial aspect of Maslow's theory is the distinction between intrinsic and extrinsic motivation. While external rewards can motivate us temporarily, it's intrinsic motivation, the internal desire to grow and develop, that truly fuels sustainable self-improvement. As we continue our exploration of what drives self-improvement and personal development, we encounter a challenging perspective: Jean-Paul Sartre's existentialism. His famous phrase, "existence precedes essence," invites us to reflect deeply on our freedom and responsibility in the process of personal growth. Sartre argued that we aren't born with a predefined nature. Instead, we're thrown into a world of possibilities, where our essence is something we create through our choices and actions. This radical freedom is both liberating and frightening, as it places total responsibility on us for who we become. But what does this mean for self-improvement? It means that personal development isn't just about discovering who we are, but actively creating who we want to be. Every choice we make, every action we take, is a step towards becoming a particular version of ourselves. This existentialist perspective leads us to a provocative question. If we're entirely responsible for our development, what prevents us from reaching our full potential? The answer may lie in Sartre's concept of bad faith, the human tendency to deny our freedom and responsibility, seeking excuses or external justifications for our limitations. Overcoming bad faith and embracing our radical freedom is, therefore, a crucial step on the path to self-improvement. It requires courage to face the vertigo of freedom and take full responsibility for our own evolution. But existential freedom isn't just about making choices, it's about making authentic choices. Authenticity, a central concept in existentialism, emerges as a fundamental goal of personal development. Being authentic means living according to our deepest values, resisting social pressures and external expectations that can lead us away from who we truly are or want to be. This quest for authenticity leads us to an interesting juxtaposition with Eastern philosophy, particularly Lao Tzu's Taoism. While existentialism emphasizes the active creation of the self, Taoism speaks of finding harmony with the Tao, the way or natural flow of the universe. Lao Tzu teaches us that true personal growth often comes through simplicity and non-action, Wu Wei. This doesn't mean passivity, but rather acting in harmony with the nature of things, without unnecessarily forcing or resisting. This apparent contradiction between existential action and Taoist non-action invites us to a deeper synthesis. Perhaps true self-improvement involves both actively creating who we are and the ability to flow with life's circumstances. This idea of flow and acceptance naturally leads us to Stoicism, particularly the teachings of Epictetus. His philosophy offers a practical perspective on how to navigate the challenges of personal development in a world often beyond our control. Epictetus argued that the key to personal growth lies in focusing on what's under our control, mainly our thoughts and reactions, while accepting with equanimity what we cannot change. This distinction between what we can and cannot control is a powerful tool for self-improvement, allowing us to direct our energy more effectively. Control over our thoughts and reactions, as emphasized by Epictetus, strongly resonates with modern concepts of emotional intelligence and mindfulness. By cultivating the ability to observe and regulate our emotional responses, we create fertile ground for continuous personal growth. But how can we integrate these diverse perspectives, existential freedom, Taoist harmony, and Stoic control, into a coherent approach to personal development? The answer may lie in a synthesis that recognizes both our ability to actively shape our destiny and the wisdom to flow with life circumstances. This synthesis leads us to an intriguing question. How can we simultaneously cultivate the courage to create who we want to be, the wisdom to flow with life's circumstances, and the discipline to focus on what we can control? And how can this integrated approach drive deeper and more sustainable self-improvement? As we reflect on these questions, one thing becomes clear. What truly drives self-improvement and personal development is a complex dance between action and acceptance, creation and discovery, challenge and flow. It's a process that requires not only knowledge and skill, but also courage, authenticity, and a continuous willingness to grow and evolve. As we delve deeper into the journey of self-improvement and personal development, it's crucial to recognize that this path is neither linear nor free of obstacles. In fact, it's often the challenges and adversities that provide the richest opportunities for growth. But how can we effectively navigate these challenges and transform them into catalysts for our development? One of the biggest obstacles we face on the path of self-improvement is fear. Fear of failure, fear of the unknown, fear of not being good enough. This fear can paralyze us, preventing us from taking the necessary steps for growth. Here, Franklin D. Roosevelt's words resonate. The only thing we have to fear is fear itself. To overcome this fear, we need to cultivate courage. Not the absence of fear, but the willingness to act despite it. This courage is fueled by a growth mindset, as described by Carol Dweck. By seeing challenges as opportunities for learning and growth, rather than threats to our personal value, we can face fear with an attitude of curiosity and resilience. Another common challenge is resistance to change. Even when we desire growth, our subconscious mind often clings to the familiar, the comfortable. This psychological inertia can be a significant obstacle to personal development. To overcome it, we need to cultivate mental and emotional flexibility, being willing to challenge our limiting beliefs and ingrained behavior patterns. The practice of mindfulness can be a powerful tool in this aspect. By developing the ability to observe our thoughts and emotions without judgment, we create space for new possibilities of response. This expanded awareness allows us to consciously choose our behaviors rather than reacting automatically based on old patterns. A particularly insidious challenge on the path of self-improvement is perfectionism. Paradoxically, the desire to be perfect can prevent us from making real progress. Perfectionism often leads to procrastination, fear of making mistakes, and a negative self-image. To overcome this, we need to embrace the idea of progress, not perfection. Here, the philosophy of Kaizen, with its emphasis on consistent small improvements, can be extremely useful. By focusing on taking small daily steps towards our growth, rather than seeking immediate dramatic transformations, we create sustainable momentum for personal development. Another significant obstacle is the lack of clarity about our values and goals. Without a clear sense of direction, our development efforts can become scattered and ineffective. To overcome this, we need to dedicate time to self-reflection and defining our core values and long-term aspirations. The process of value clarification, as described by Steve Hayes in Acceptance and Commitment Therapy, can be a valuable tool here. By identifying what's truly important to us, we can align our daily actions with our deepest values, creating a sense of purpose and direction in our growth journey. A challenge that often arises as we progress in our personal development journey is the feeling of isolation. As we grow and change, we may feel disconnected from our usual social environment. This feeling of not belonging can be uncomfortable, but it's often a sign of progress. To navigate this, it's important to seek communities and relationships that support our growth. This may involve finding mentors, participating in personal development groups, or simply cultivating friendships with people who share our values and aspirations. A final obstacle worth considering is the tendency to compare our progress with that of others. In the era of social media, it's easy to fall into the trap of measuring our personal development against the carefully curated images that others present online. This constant comparison can lead to demotivation and loss of focus on our own unique journey. To overcome this, we need to cultivate a practice of self-acceptance and self-compassion, recognizing that each personal development journey is unique and that true growth comes from competing only with who we were yesterday, not with others. As we face these challenges, a question emerges. How can we maintain our motivation and resilience in the face of seemingly insurmountable obstacles? The answer may lie in cultivating a regular practice of gratitude and celebration of small victories. Recognizing and appreciating our progress, no matter how small it may seem, can provide the emotional fuel necessary to continue our growth journey. These challenges, though difficult, are an integral part of what drives self-improvement and personal development. It's through overcoming these obstacles that we develop strength, wisdom, and resilience. Each challenge overcome not only moves us closer to our goals, but also expands our capacity for future growth. As we reach the culmination of our exploration into what drives self-improvement and personal development, it's essential to synthesize the insights we've gained and project a vision for the future. What really fuels our journey of growth? How can we continue to evolve in an ever-changing world? Reflecting on the diverse perspectives we've explored, from Aristotle's eudaimonia to Sartre's existentialism, from Jung's psychology to Eastern philosophy, a fundamental truth emerges. Self-improvement is a multifaceted and continuous process. It's not a destination, but a journey of self-discovery, self-creation, and self-realization. What truly drives this process is a unique combination of internal and external factors. Internally, it's fueled by our innate curiosity, our desire for meaning and purpose, and our ability to imagine better versions of ourselves. Externally, it's catalyzed by the challenges we face, the relationships we cultivate, and the environment we're in. A crucial element that emerges from our exploration is the importance of balance. Balance between action and reflection, between challenge and support, between change and acceptance. Personal development isn't just about constant transformation, but also about cultivating a deep acceptance of who we are in the present moment. Looking to the future, it's clear that the landscape of personal development is rapidly evolving. The digital age has brought with it an abundance of resources and tools for self-improvement, but also new challenges. How do we navigate information overload and maintain our focus in a world of constant distractions? The answer may lie in developing a metacognition of growth, an elevated awareness of our own learning and development processes. This involves not just learning new skills and knowledge, but learning how we learn, understanding our thought and behavior patterns, and developing personalized strategies for our continuous growth. A crucial aspect of this metacognition is the ability to integrate diverse perspectives and approaches. The future of personal development isn't in a single philosophy or methodology, but in the ability to synthesize insights from various sources, creating a personalized and holistic approach to growth. In this context, emotional intelligence emerges as a fundamental competency for the future. As we move towards an increasingly automated world, our ability to understand and manage our emotions, as well as to connect empathically with others, becomes even more crucial. The self-improvement of the future won't just be about technical skills, but about developing our essential humanity. Another vital aspect for the future of personal development is the conscious and balanced integration of technology. Artificial intelligence tools, virtual and augmented reality, and habit tracking apps offer new possibilities for self-improvement. However, the challenge will be to use these tools in a way that amplifies our humanity, rather than distancing us from it. Sustainability also becomes a crucial component of personal development in the future. This doesn't just refer to environmental sustainability, but also to personal sustainability. How can we maintain our growth in a way that's healthy and sustainable in the long term? This involves recognizing the importance of rest, recovery, and renewal in our growth journey. An aspect we can't ignore when considering the future of self-improvement is the global context in which we live. In an interconnected world, our personal development can't be separated from collective well-being. How can we align our individual growth with the progress of society as a whole? This leads us to consider the importance of purpose in personal development. The self-improvement of the future won't just be about bettering oneself, but about how we can use our growth to contribute positively to the world. This echoes the Japanese concept of ikigai, finding the intersection between what we love, what we're good at, what the world needs, and what we can be paid for. As we look to the future, it's clear that what truly drives self-improvement and personal development is our capacity for adaptation, our resilience in the face of change, and our willingness to learn and grow continuously. It's our ability to maintain a dynamic balance between stability and change, between individuality and connection, between personal growth and social contribution. The future of personal development is about cultivating a lifelong learning mindset, where every experience is seen as an opportunity for growth. It's about developing the mental and emotional flexibility to navigate an ever-changing world while maintaining a strong sense of purpose and values. Ultimately, what truly drives self-improvement is our innate capacity to imagine and create better versions of ourselves, combined with the courage to take the necessary steps to realize that vision. It's our ability to dream big and act consistently, to learn from our mistakes and celebrate our successes, to continuously challenge ourselves while practicing self-compassion. As we advance on our growth journey, let's remember the words of poet Rainer Maria Rilke: "The only journey is the one within." True self-improvement isn't about reaching an external destination, but about continuously expanding our consciousness, our capacity to love, our ability to contribute meaningfully to the world. So, what really drives self-improvement and personal development? It's the dynamic interaction between our inner vision of what we can become and the challenges and opportunities the world presents us. It's our ability to remain curious, compassionate, and courageous in the face of uncertainty. It's our willingness to embrace the journey of growth with all its joys and difficulties, knowing that each step brings us closer to becoming the best version of ourselves. Self-improvement isn't a destination, but a continuous journey. A journey that invites us to remain open, adaptable, and committed to growth, not just for our own benefit, but for the benefit of all those whose lives we touch. What truly drives self-improvement and personal development is ultimately our ability to keep alive the flame of curiosity, growth, and transformation. It's our willingness to face the unknown, to question our assumptions, and to continually reinvent ourselves. It's our courage to dream, to fail, to learn, and to try again. May we continue on this journey of growth with courage, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to continuous evolution. For it's through this process of self-improvement that we not only become the best version of ourselves, but also contribute to creating a better world for all.